Hello, this is Adam with DreamMade Productions. This video is made possible by the very kind donations of viewers like you. Thank you. If you are in a position to help this channel improve quality and grow, please visit my Patreon page at www.patreon.com/DreamMadeProductions, linked below. Hey guys, before we get started today, let me apologize for the reduced quality in the audio. My PC recently decided it wanted to try to die, and after 23 hours of messing with it, I'm finally up and running again, but for some reason, the 3.5mm jacks are all dead. I've tried reinstalling drivers, I've done everything I know to do, so at this point I'm just going to pick up a converter, a 3.5 to USB converter, to just bypass the jacks and assume they burnt out or something, I don't know. But until I get that, I'm back on the USB headset, so some of the videos might have a questionable audio quality. For this episode, I pulled some more Star Trek stuff out. To my knowledge, this is the last of it, so let's take a look at some Star Trek goodies and a little something extra. Alright, first up we have this little Enterprise here. I am missing the nacelles. Couldn't find them anywhere, but it opens up here, and it's a Micro Machines little playset. Not sure if it's actually Micro Machines, but that's what it reminds me of. Hey, it's Han Solo on the bridge of the Enterprise here. Alright, cool. Luke, or a Rebel pilot, in there. We got Geordi there. This thing was pretty cool. Up, Stormtrooper. Got Riker there. This tore up shirt. And it's kind of cool. This thing had a lot of little positions. Luke had a lot of little positions. They would sit in their chairs and stuff. And a TIE fighter pilot. Got more Star Wars in here than Star Trek, but you had 10 forward, you had the bridge, you had the brig there, and then of course the captain's ready room. Lots of detail on this thing for as small as it is. Now I thought this was cool. It has turbo lifts. They're not where they're supposed to be, but whatever. And you could pull out these little cards and change what was on the view screen. Very neat. I don't remember where I got this thing. I'm not going to keep it. I'm going to see if anybody else wants it. Next up, I have this Type 2 phaser here. Let's go ahead and try to put some batteries in this thing. Watch me fail here repeatedly to try to get batteries into a little kid's toy. I don't know what it is with these Star Trek toys, man, but the batteries, getting the batteries in this thing is a pain. Those were the sounds. This thing, yeah, I'm gonna keep it. This thing is really cool. I love Star Trek equipment. Next up, I have this Klingon disruptor. This is, of course, from Next Generation, but it also kind of reminds me of the weird-looking disruptors that the Klingons had in the original series. It opens up here. Put some batteries in here. Get them in. Put the handle back on. See, I thought this would be easier, But no, I'm going to struggle with the batteries on this one too. Oh, there we go. Alright, we got it back on, and nothing. Well, this thing is cool. And yeah, I'm going to keep it. I like this thing. So after I got done filming, I messed around with it and found out that I put the batteries in upside down. So that's what it sounds like, and yeah, I'm definitely keeping this thing. Next up, I have something extra. I have some G.I. Joe trading cards. These seem to be based on the comic books. They're all from the 90s, even though they have comic book art and information going back into the 80s. 1991 here. They may all be from this set, I don't know. The HAL. Yeah, that thing was cool. Back in the 80s when G.I. Joe was super, super awesome. Oh, the very first comic book. Yeah, this is sort of what started it all. Assault on Cobra Island. More checklists. Just covers of the different comic books. The Vamp, that was cool. Target, it was okay. Cesspool, whatever. Yeah, giant robots. The Tomahawk was cool. Flint? This is Flint? I wouldn't have known. Yeah. There's regular Gun-Ho. You know, as a kid, I didn't have the comic books. I just watched the cartoon show. Bazooka. Dial tone. I tried to pick up some of the comic books later. Hey, Hawk! I tried to pick up some of the comic books later, but by then I didn't have much money, and, you know, trying to get several of the comic books. Oh, here we go. The Sky Striker. Oh, yeah. F-14 Tomcat Sky Striker that just... thing's been out of service since the early 2000s, and it still looks like it's the future. Just tons of these cards. I remember having them for a while. Pretty good collection of them here. No, I'm not gonna keep them. I didn't have that many comic books. I did have a few, but they were like random ones, so I never really got a full story. I still have them somewhere. I think one of them got destroyed, but I do have the one where Doc and where the Saw Viper kills Doc, and that's a pretty famous one. Not as famous as like Silent Interlude, but I'm going to keep especially the one where Doc dies. But these are going to go to like a collector or somebody that might want them. Oh, what do we have here? You will be assimilated. Resistance is futile. This was a cool toy. It actually worked well with like little micro machines. It's closer to scale. I do have the box that it originally came in. It's in pretty good shape here. Borg ship, the most powerful ship in the galaxy. That is a weird looking Excelsior and an even weirder Nebula class. Whatever. These ships were all cool because they were all numbered, although there were a lot of them by Playmates. Back here we have a little blurb about the ship itself. Some of its features, and then a cross cell. Man, that classic phaser looks cool. This thing does light up and make noise, but there's no batteries in it, and I couldn't get the stand to come off of it. and I was yanking on it pretty hard, and I didn't want to break it, but I am going to keep it. This thing is cool. Next up, I have the Enterprise by AMT. So this is a model and not so much a toy, although that didn't stop me when I was a kid. As you can see from the picture here, it's from the first season of Star Trek The Next Generation, or at least that's where they took the art from, so I believe this is pretty early in its run. And on the back here, just some stuff about AMT or whatnot. As you can see, it separates from the saucer and the star drive here, and let's open it up and look. And here we have the star drive section. And as you would expect from a model, it has a ton of detail on it. You can see where it's been glued together many times of me playing with it. Here's the saucer section. Really get in and see all that detail that's on it. Now this thing originally went together and would stay together pretty well. It had a peg here that went down into the battle bridge hole there, but it's long since broken off with me playing with it. This thing, I'm not going to keep it, but there's a bit of an asterisk with that. My mom said not to throw this away, so I'm going to put it in a box and take it up to her. I don't know, maybe she wants to actually paint it, or I don't know what her plans are with it. She just told me to keep it, so it's getting kept. Next up, I have another Enterprise. Next Generation. This one is a toy. It's the Playmates. Collector's Edition, 252,400 and something. Look at it here. Actual sounds from the TV show. As you can see here, something destroyed the box. I guess it got wet at some point. I don't know. It was in a basement for a long time. Down here you have the cross cell. You got a comm badge, a shuttlecraft, and a phaser, which of course I already have the phaser. Open this thing up. Pull it out here. Now I was disappointed because I couldn't find the nacelles. I knew I had the nacelles as a kid, and I was careful with them because they were cool because they lit up. Here's the battery compartment. And, you know, it would make different noise. There was a warp, a phaser, photon torpedoes, and I think transporter beam or something like that. Let's open this up and see if it still works. Ugh. Yeah, no. I'm not even going to try that. I need to, like, take this thing apart and clean all that shit out of there at some point. This thing, I don't know. I'm going to keep it around in case the nacelles are, like, in another box somewhere and they show up at some point. Next up, I have this Klingon attack cruiser. It's got a good picture of it here. Vorcha class, I think. Pretty sure it's a Vorcha class. Open it up here, and inside, as you can see, we have the Vorcha, and we have that Galileo shuttle. Way back in an earlier episode, I found the decals for this thing and like the instructions. I remember playing with it some. This got a lot more playtime. Aside from the original Enterprise and the original Klingon battlecruiser, I really like this thing. It's a good take on an update to the battlecruiser. Oh, yep, there's the battlecruiser's head. I already threw this thing away. It was in like 4 pieces, and I didn't even know where the head was. There's a stand. I think this goes to the Enterprise. Another stand, yeah. This stuff, they're models, they've been played with a lot. I'm not going to keep them. I'm going to see if Mom wants these two, and if not, then they'll probably go to the trash. Next up, I have a runabout here from Deep Space Nine. AMT, of course. Got it here. Now, Deep Space Nine is my favorite Star Trek series out of all of them. It was so good. As you can see, I never actually put this thing together, but the instructions are in here. The Rio Grande. It shows you how to paint the thing and where all the decals go and how to put it together. Here's the main body. The clear parts. And then all the other parts still in their poly bags. Got the decals in here. They're dirty though. I don't know if these can be cleaned or what the deal with them is. More dirty decals. But it was so good. And the runabouts played an important part in that show. This must be one of the early ones. I'm not going to keep it though. I'm not going to put this thing together. I don't have space for it. I'll ask Mom about it. If not, I'll try to sell it and see if anybody wants to put it together. Maybe I can find it a good home. Next up, I have the Klingon attack cruiser. One of the most powerful warships in the galaxy. Too bad the box was not one of the most powerful warships in the galaxy. This thing got tore up too. It's all dirty and stuff. Yep, collector's edition number. By Playmates. Here it is on the back. It lights up, and here's the little blurb about the Klingon attack cruiser. Cross cell, Romulan warbird, transporter, and a tricorder. Pull it out here. And as you can see, they actually did a really good job. This thing does not look all that different than the AMT model. I mean, it's a toy, so there's obviously a few differences. And I guess I didn't have batteries in this thing when I put it into storage, so it is still like new. So let's check this out. I got some batteries here. It takes 3 AA batteries, so here we go again with me struggling with the batteries. This thing gave me a lot of trouble. Maybe that's why there was no batteries in this thing. They probably ran out at some point, and my mom was like, yeah, no, I'm not putting any more batteries in this thing for you. I remember playing with this thing and it making noise and stuff, so it worked back then. Let's go ahead and fast forward this some so I don't embarrass myself any more than I already have trying to force this battery down into this toy. It's actually funny, I actually damaged one of the batteries trying to get it down in there. It's a tight fit. Yeah, I'm gonna keep this thing. It's awesome. And it destroyed one of my batteries. Alright, next up, I have the Romulan Warbird. This thing was cool when you first saw it. Yep, collector's edition there. Light up engines. Sound effects from the show. This box is in better shape, but it has still seen better days. The Warbird here. Action figures and accessories, and the Deep Space Nine video game for Sega Genesis and Super Nintendo coming soon. Yep. Got the cross-cell here, tricorder transporter. Yep, there we go. We got the blurb about the ship. Let's pull it out here. Romulan Star Empire symbol here peeling off. Again, you know, for this being a toy, they put a lot of detail in this thing, and you can see the wings on it. Call back to the original series. You know, it made noise and stuff. Let's take a look at the battery compartment. Oh, it's empty too. Now the question is, do I want to struggle putting batteries in this thing? Yeah, let's give it a shot. Alright, I got that one in there. Alright. Let's struggle here more. And... oh, so close. Oh, so close. Oh, now it's stuck. Scared to like put too much pressure on this thing with it being so old. Let's pry that out and try putting in this another way. And oh, there we go. All right, we got him in there. Okay, so something blowing up there. As you can see, it lights up here. And this thing was a pretty cool toy back in the day. Yeah, I'm gonna keep this thing. It's just too awesome to let go of. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed looking at those. I already have the next toy one filmed. That one I'm going to go ahead and spoil for you. We are looking at He-Man. I found, I think, most of the hero. I found most, if not all, of the He-Man stuff I have left, except one thing, and we'll talk about it in that video. So look forward to that whenever I can get around to it. Did you have any of these toys? Did you have Star Trek toys? Were you that nerdy? Did you collect the G.I. Joe comic books or trading cards? Let me know below what you think. Share any memories if there's anything you want me to take a closer look at. And as always, I hope you enjoy the battle reps that are to come.
Hello, this is Adam with Dream Made Productions. Thank you for watching my content. It really means a lot that you have given me the chance to entertain you. If you would like to support the channel, please visit my Patreon at patreon.com/DreamMadeProductions, linked below. Also below is a link for PayPal, or links if you would like to send crypto, if that's more your thing. Please know any amount that you give will be cherished and used to upgrade equipment and improve the channel. You can also help the channel by subscribing, turning on notifications, liking, commenting, and sharing my channel with anyone you think might be interested. Thank you again for watching, and I hope you enjoy the battle reps that are to come.